Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Sir Heron Bautista, and for today's video, let me discuss to you the topic all about interest, maturity value, future value, and present value in simple and compound interest. So, let's get started. Before we proceed to our main discussion, let me present to you first the following terminologies that we will be encountering as we go on in this lesson. First, we have here the interest denoted by capital letter I. It is simply the amount paid or earned for the use of money. Kung ikaw ay nangungutang, yung tubo nun, that is the interest. If you are saving money in a bank, yung tinubo nun after a year or something like that, that is the interest, tubo. Next, we have simple interest denoted by I sub S. It is the interest that is computed on the principal and then added to it. So, ito yung interest na kinumpute mula doon sa principal, ito yung perang hiniram mo o in-invest mo. Okay? So, simple interest, doon yan kinocompute. Okay, tapos ina-add natin doon sa principal para makuha yung future value. Next, we have here the compound interest. So, it is the interest computed on the principal and on the accumulated past interest. So, in our previous lesson, it is already illustrated to you how compound interest is computed. Okay, we use there simple interest. So, the compound interest is computed on the principal amount. Ito yung unang inutang mo, in-invest mo. And then, yung interest nun, i-add mo sa principal. And then, pag na-add mo yung dalawa, yun yung magiging panibagong principal. And then, kukunin mo ulit yung panibagong interest. And then, add mo yung dalawang interest na yon. That is the accumulated interest. That is the compound interest. Compound interest. That is the periodic addition of simple interest. Ibig sabihin, i-add mo lang yung mga simple interest. Pero yung simple interest na yon, yung kanilang principal is not the same kasi nadadagdagan siya. Okay, next we have here the principal denoted by capital letter P. It is simply the amount of money borrowed or invested on the origin date. Ito na yung inutang mong pera. Okay, ito yung perang in-invest. That is the principal. Next, we have the rate denoted by small letter R. It is annually, per year, ang rate natin. It is usually in percent form, charged by the lender or rate of increase of the investment. Yung charge ng nagpapautang sa'yo. Okay, sabihin, nag-loan ka ng ganitong halaga, nangutang ka, at meron siyang 5% na tubo. Yung percent na yun, that is the rate. Okay? Yung halaga ng tubo, that is the interest. Okay. Next, we have here time or term. It is the amount of time in years. Okay? Take note, in years, the money is borrowed or invested. It is also the length of time between the origin and maturity dates. When we say origin, ito yung petsa kung kailan mo nakuha ang pera or kailan mo invest ang pera. And then, when we say maturity dates, so ito yung petsa kung kailan dapat mo nang bayaran ng buo ang inutang mong pera. Next, we have maturity value or future value. It is the amount after T years that the lender receives from the borrower on the maturity date. Ito na siya. So, ito yung perang kailangang ibayad ng nangungutang sa lender, yung nagpapautang, after how many years. That is the maturity value or future value. Next, we have the origin or loan date. Petsa kung kailan nakuha ang nilong na pera o hiniram na pera. Next, we have maturity date. Of course, the date on which the money or loan is to be completely repaid. Ito yung petsa kung kailan dapat nabayaran mo na ng buo ang niloan mong pera. Next, we have the lender or creditor. It is the one who invests the money. If you are investing, you are the lender or creditor, or the one who make the funds available. Ikaw yung nagpapautang. Ikaw yung nag-i-invest. Next term is we have borrower or debtor. Ito yung nangungutang. So, these are the terminologies that we will be encountering as we go on in this lesson. So, let's proceed. Now, let's begin with the simple interest. Its formula is denoted by letter I. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. Okay, so you have to solve a problem. So, we have here a problem. Antoinette borrows 10,000 pesos at 10.25% interest rate a year. First question, what is the principal? Okay, magkano yung hiniram ni Antoinette? Of course, that is 10,000 pesos. Next, what is the interest rate? That is the percentage. That is 10.25% or 0.1025. Okay, next we have what is the time or borrowing period? That is a year after 1 year. So that is 1 year. Next question, what is the interest after a year? So this time, gonna have to use the formula given above. I is equal to PRT. Then plug in lang natin ang given values. So P, the principal, that is 10,000, times the rate. Ang gagamitin natin is the decimal form of the given rate. So how are we going to convert the percentage to its decimal form? So, you're gonna have to move the decimal point 2 places going to the left. That is 1 and 2. So that is 0.1025. And then the time that is 1. So by multiplication, by using your calculator, it will yield the result that is equal to 1,025 pesos. Ito yung halagang babayaran ni Antoinette after a year. Next, Cara David deposits 111,110 pesos in her bank account at 5.2% interest rate. Question is, how much interest will she earn in 5.25 years? Okay, using the same formula, I is equal to PRT, the principal. So this is the amount. Okay, dahil nag-deposit siya, ito yung perang dineposit niya. That is 111,110 pesos. Okay, then the rate, we have your 5.2%. Moving decimal point, going to the left 2 places, it is equal to 0.052. And then the time, that is 5.25 years. Then multiply natin 0.052 times 5.25, that is equal to 0.273. Then multiply natin dito sa principal amount. It will yield the result which is equal to 30,333 pesos and 03 cents. So ito na yung kikitain ni Cara David after 5.25 years sa perang dineposito niya sa kanyang bangko. Next problem. If Carlo borrowed 125,500 pesos at an annual simple interest rate of 7 3/4% for 42 months, how much interest should he pay? Using the same formula, I is equal to PRT. So the principal amount, so naghihiram siya, ito yung hiniram ng pera, that is 125,500 pesos. Then the rate, we have your 7 3/4%. Ito ay naka-mixed fraction. So i-convert na natin to into its decimal form. Okay, so that is 7 3/4. 3/4 is 0.75, so ito ay 7.75%. Moving the decimal places, 2 places going to the left. Okay, 1 and 2 is equal to 0.0775. Plug in lang natin. And then, we have the time. It is expressed in months. So, we're gonna have to convert months into years. That is 42 months times 1 year all over 12 months. Kasi, merong 12 months sa isang taon. Then, cancel out yung months. Dahil the same sila. So, year na lang matitira. So, 42 times 1 is 42 divided by 12. 42 over 12 year, and then simplify. 42 divided by 12, that is 3.5 years. Ito na yung time. Plug in lang natin, and then multiply natin tong dalawa. Ayan, multiply natin tong natitira. So, the interest na babayaran ni Carlo after 42 months is 34,041 pesos and 88 centavos. Okay, let's proceed. Next in line is maturity or the future value with simple interest. It is simply refers to the total repayment. Okay, when the time period of a loan reaches its maturity date, so that the loan is said to be mature or the loan is said to mature. So that is the time na kailangan bayaran na ng borrower yung principal amount plus the interest. Okay? So that is, yung halagang yon, yung the addition, the sum of the principal and the interest is the maturity or the future value. But this time, let me introduce to you the following facts of terminologies, of the 4 terminologies that we have a while ago. First, we have here maturity value and the future value. So, ang maturity value is used for loans, while future value is used for invested or saved money. Pero ang dalawa ay magkaparehas lamang. Magkaiba lang sila sa gamit. Next, we have principal amount that is used for loans, while present value is used for invested or saved money. So, yun po ang kaibahan ng mga terminologies na ito. Okay, let's proceed to the formula solving the maturity or future value denoted by capital letter F is equal to principal plus interest. Since meron na tayong formula solving for the interest, plug in lang natin siya dito. So we're gonna have P plus P are T, and then by factoring, ito na ang magiging equation. The new equation is equal to F is equal to P, quantity 1 plus rate times time. Okay, let's now proceed to some examples. We have here how much should Micaela pay for a 10,000 pesos loan if charged at 16.5% at the end of 1 year and 6 months. First of all, we're gonna have to present the given. We have principal amount. Ito yung niloan niya, 10,000 pesos. The rate is 16.5%. In decimal, that is 0.165. The time here, we have 1 year and 6 months. Okay, in converting months into years, we can simply divide the value of months by 12. So, idugtong lang natin yan. That is 1 and 6, 12 years. That is equal to 1.5 years in decimal form. And then the future or maturity value is unknown. Then using the formula, ito, and then plug in the values. The principal, 10,000. Quantity 1 plus the rate, 0.165 plus the time times the time, which is 1.5. Okay, multiply natin itong dalawa. So, we're gonna have here 0.2475 and then add 2. We're gonna have 1.2475 multiplied to the principal amount. It will yield the result which is equal to 12,475 pesos. Ito na ang babayaran ni Micaela after 1 year and 6 months. Next, we have 6 years and 9 months ago, Bianca borrowed 25,000 from Michelle with the promise that Bianca will pay Michelle the principal amount plus accumulated interest at 9 and 5/8% simple interest now. What amount is due? Okay, present natin ang given. Okay, ang hiniram ni Bianca is 25,000 pesos. That is the principal. The rate is 9 and 5/8%, and that is also equal to 9.65%. In its decimal form, that is 0.09625. The time given, 6 and 9/12. We have here 9 months. Over lang natin yun sa 12. And then, ito yung ikanyang equivalent, 6.75 years in decimal. And then, unknown yung ating future or maturity value. Using the same formula, plug in natin ang given values. Okay, that is the values. Okay, multiply natin itong dalawa, nakapalab sa parenthesis. Okay, we have 0.649675 plus 1. Add lang natin yun sa 1. So, ito na siya. And then, multiply the 2. Upon multiplication, it will yield a result which is equal to 41,242 pesos and 19 centavos. So, ito na yung amount due ni Bianca. Okay, ito yung babayaran niya kay Michelle. Okay, let's proceed. Next is finding the present value, the rate and time in simple interest. So, in this case, we're gonna have a working equation which is the future value F is equal to the principal P times quantity 1 plus rate times time. So, ito yung gagamitin nating equation to come up or to derive formula in solving for the present value, rate, and time. So, unahin natin ang present value. So, the present value is also the principal amount. That is P is equal to future value divided by 1 plus rate times time. Ito yung formula. And then, for the rate, the formula is R is equal to future value minus principal amount divided by principal amount times time. Or, kapag given ang interest, the formula is interest divided by principal times time. And for the rate, we have here T is equal to future value minus principal amount divided by principal amount times rate. At kapag given naman ang interest, the formula is interest divided by principal times the rate. Okay, since we already have the formulas, let's do some work. Okay, ngayon meron tayo ditong example. Marvin and Eliza want to invest now in preparation for their daughter's debut. Hence, they want to have 150,000 pesos after 10 years. The question is, how much should they invest at an investment paying 15% for 5 years? First of all, we're gonna have to present the given. So, ang gusto nilang pera ay 150,000 pesos. So, that is the final. That is the future value. And then the rate given is 15%. That is equal to 0.15. And the time is 5 years. At ang nawawala ay ang present or principal amount. Okay. So, using the formula, plug in lang natin tong values. Ayan. And then, let's first work on the expression on the denominator. Ito muna ang nakapaloob sa parenthesis. 0.15 times 5. Okay. Multiply mo natin yung dalawa. So, ito na siya. 0.75. And then, add the 2. So, that is 1.75. And then, we're gonna have to divide the 2. 150,000 divided by 1.75. The answer is 85,714 pesos and 29 centavos. Ito yung kailangan nilang i-invest sa bangko para sila ay mag-come up sa 150,000 pesos after 5 years. And then, para malaman natin kung tama ang sagot natin, let's do some checking. So, in this case, gonna have to find the value of the future value. So, F is equal to P, quantity 1 times quantity 1 plus rate times time. Ni-plug in lang natin dito yung values. Okay, so principal, ito yung nakuha natin sagot. And then, 1 plus the rate, of course, same lang yan. And then, multiply natin yung dalawa. Ayan, and then add the 2. And then multiply 1.75 to the principal amount na nakuha natin kanina. Okay, upon multiplication, it will yield the result which is equal to 150,000 and 0.075 cents. Okay. And then kapag ni-round off natin yan into whole number, kapag ginawa natin whole number, they are just the same on the future value na sa given natin. So, tama ang sagot natin. Okay, next. Another problem. So, at what rate will the amount of 20,000 pesos investment yields 85,000 pesos in 15 years at simple interest? So, the problem here calls for the at what rate? For the value of the rate. So, present muna natin ang given. So, we have here future value 85,000 pesos. The principal amount, that is 20,000. The time is 15 years and the unknown is the rate. So, we are going to use the formula of the rate, that is future minus principal divided by principal times time. Then, plug in the values on the variables given on the formula. So, after plugging in, ito, subtract natin yan, 85,000 minus 20,000, and then ito, multiply natin. Okay, so that is 65,000 divided by 300,000. Upon division, it will yield the result that is equal to 0.216666667 or 21.67%. So, I present here the complete value of 65,000 pesos divided by 300,000 pesos. Para sa pagdating sa checking natin mamaya, makukuha natin ang exact value. Okay. So, let's do some checking. So, ngayon, ang kakunin natin is the value of the future amount pa rin. Future value. So, plug in lang natin ang given on the formula. Sorry. So, 20,000. Ito na siya. Then, multiply 0.2166667 times 15. That is 3.25. Plus 1. Add lang natin tong dalawa. That is 4.25. And then, multiply natin ang 4.25 to the principal, which is 20,000. And the future value is 85,000 pesos. The same lang sila sa given natin. So, therefore, our answer is correct. So, I am recommending you to use the complete value, the decimal value, for the rate. So that when you check your answer, it will yield the same result on the given value in the problem. Okay, next. Number 3. So, how long will an investment of 543,200 pesos yields 876,500 pesos at simple interest rate of 5% annually. Okay, so we're looking for the time kasi how long. So the length of the investment. So present lang natin ang given. So the principal amount 543,200, future value 876,500 pesos. The rate is 5%, the decimal form is 0.05 and the time is unknown. Ito yung hahanapin natin. So using the formula for time, since hindi naman given ang interest, so we're gonna have to use this one. Future minus principal divided by principal times rate. Then plug in the given values on the variables. Ayan na siya. Then subtract lang natin to. 876,500 minus 543,200, that is 333,300 pesos divided by 27,160 pesos. So using your calculator, divided 2, it will yield the result which is equal to 12.27172 years or 12.27 years. This is in years. The peso sign here will be cancelled out kasi same sila. So years na ito since we're talking about time. Now let's check our work if it's correct. Okay, ang hanapin natin ulit is the future value. Plug in the given. Ayan, na-plug in na natin. And then, we're gonna have to multiply this 2 follow sa parenthesis. That is, upon multiplication, that is 0.613586. Then add the 2. That is 1.613586 times the principal. And then, the result is 876,499.92. So when we are going to round it off to a whole number, it is equal to 876,500 pesos. Therefore, our answer is correct. Next. Now let's proceed to compound interest. Compound interest is denoted by the formula I sub C is equal to F, the future value, minus principal value. Okay, so that's it. So I have here a table. In your previous lesson, it was already illustrated to you how to compute compound interest in light with the simple interest. This table represents simple interest. So the given here is the principal P, 20,000. The rate is 20%, that is equal to 0.20. The time is 1 year. On the table, it has, as you can see, meron tayong 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. So 3 years. Ibig sabihin, yung hiniram na pera is for 3 years. So using the simple interest, we're gonna have to multiply to principal times rate times time in order for us to get the value of the interest. So 20,000 times 0.20 times 1, the interest is 4,000 pesos. And then, in finding its maturity or future value, just simply add the principal amount, 20,000, plus the interest, 4,000. That is equal to 24,000 pesos. And then, itong future value natin, ilalagay natin, ito yung magiging another or the new principal amount sa pangalawang taon. Then, multiply ulit natin. 24,000 times 0.20 times 1. Ito yung panibagong simple interest. The answer, the interest is 4,800 pesos. Then, add natin ang interest plus the principal. So, 24,000 plus 4,800, that is equal to 28,800 pesos. And then, itong maturity value na to, ito yung magiging panibagong principal amount. Kopyahin lang natin. And then, multiply natin ang tatlo to get the simple interest. 28,800 times 0.20 times 1. The answer is 5,760 pesos. Ito na naman yung panibagong interest sa pangatlong taon. And then, add natin tong interest na to sa principal amount. So, 28,800 plus 5,760 pesos. The maturity value is 34,560 pesos. As you can see, ang ginawa lang natin dito is we are just computing the simple interest by year. Okay, the first principal amount 20,000, and sa pangalawang taon, yung principal amount nadagdagan naman siya. Ang dagdag dito ay 4,000, yung interest ng first year. And then pagdating ng third year, may dagdag ulit siya. Naging 28,800 kasi in-add natin dito ang 4,800 na interest ng second year. And then, kinubit ulit natin dito ang kanyang simple interest. So, ang interest na pangatlong taon ay 5,760 pesos. Ngayon, when we add the interest, yung tatlong interest na to, so that is equal to 14,560 pesos. Itong halagang to, that is now the compounded interest. Kung natatandaan ninyo in the second slide, I have told you that compound interest is the periodic addition of simple interest. Tatlo yan. In 3 years, ito. First row, unang taon. Second row, second year. Third row, the third year. When you add that, the 3, that is now the compounded interest. At para mapadali ang buhay natin in solving for the compounded interest, we're going to use the formula. For that, ito ang gagamitin ulit natin. So, kailangan mo natin alamin ang future value. Using the formula, F is equal to P, the principal quantity, times the quantity 1 plus rate raised to time. Okay. So, this will be the first thing to do para makuha natin ang compound interest. So, this is the first step. That is step 1. Okay. Using the same given here, the principal amount is 20,000. Plug in lang natin dito. Okay. Quantity 1 plus the rate is 0.20. Raised the time is 1. The time here is 3. Why? Kasi after 3 years, as you can see, 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3 years. So, within 3 years to. And then, add natin itong dalawa, 1 plus 0.20, that is 1.20. And then, raise natin, 1.20 raised to the third power. So, paano yan? That is 1.20 times 1.20 times 1.20. Ibig sabihin, tatlong beses mag-o-occur si 1.20 and then i-multiply natin sila. Okay, that is 1.20 raised to 3, that is 1.728, and then multiply this to 20,000 to get the future value. And the future value is 34,560 pesos. And then, once meron na tayong future value, the next step is to, ito na siya, gamitin natin itong formula na nasa taas. Then plug in the values. So, subtraction, the compounded interest is 14,560 pesos. As you can see, the same lang silang dalawa. Okay. Next, have you a problem? Find the maturity value and compound interest on the principal 30,000 pesos if borrowed at 4.5%, compounded annually for 3 years. So, lagay natin ang given. So, the given are, the principal is 30,000 pesos. The rate is 4.5%. That is equal to 0.045. Time is 3 years. And the missing are the future or maturity value as well as the compound interest. Kasi yun ang hinahanap sa problem. Okay, the first thing to do is to find the value of the future value. Using this formula, plug in lang natin ang values ng kada variable. Okay, and then add natin itong dalawa, 1 plus 0.045, and then 1.045 raised to 3, that is equal to 1.141166125. So, I use the complete value. Okay, then multiply natin siya sa principal. And then the future value is 34,234 pesos and 98 centavos. Ito na yung maturity value na hinahanap sa problem. Now, let's proceed in finding out the value of the compound interest. Using the formula, this one, then plug in the values for each variable. Then, by subtraction, using your calculator, the compound interest is 4,234 pesos and 98 centavos. So, tapos na ang problem. Nasagutan na natin ang problem number 1. Now, let's proceed to another problem. Next problem. How much money will you have in a bank after 5 years when your mother deposited 15,000 pesos at an annual interest rate of 1 1/4% compounded yearly? Okay. Present natin ang given. So, the principal amount is 15,000. Ito yung dideposito ng mama mo sa bangko. And then the rate is 1 1/4%. 1/4 is 0.25, so that is 1.25%. Then, Gawin natin siyang decimal. Move lang natin ang decimal places 2 places. Ang decimal point, 2 places going to the left. So that is 0.0125. The time is 5 years. And the unknown is the future value. Using the formula, f is equal to this one. Then plug in lang natin ang values. Okay, and then add natin yung dalawa. So that is 1.0125. Ito yung complete value niya. And then raise natin sa third power. 1.0125 raised to the third power, that is cube. Okay, paano yan? That is 1.0125 times 1.0125 times 1.0125 in your calculators. And then, that is equal to 1.064082154. And then, multiply this to the principal. And the future value is 15,961 pesos and 23 centavos. So, ito na yung hinahanap sa problem natin dito sa itaas. Okay, next. Third problem. Daniel Padilla invested 123,450 pesos in a bank at 2 3/4% compounded annually for 69 months. Find maturity or future value and compound interest. Yun ang hinahanap sa problem. So, present ulit natin ang given. So, the principal value is 120,450 pesos. The rate, 2 3/4%, that is 2.75%, since 3/4 is equal to 0.75. And then, convert natin into decimal form. Move the decimal point 2 places going to the left. That is 0.0275. And the time, we have 69 months. So, ang sabi ko kanina, divide lang natin to sa 12. And then, simplify natin. So, 69 divided by 12, that is 5.75 years. Ito na siya. And then, the unknown is the future value and the interest. Okay. Or I. Pwedeng I lang yan. Okay. Or I sub C. It depends upon you. Okay. Unahin natin ang future value. This is the formula. And plug in the values for each variables. And then, tayo, add natin itong dalawang ito. That is 1.0275. And then, we're gonna have to raise it to 5.75. Yan. In your calculator, using your scientific calculator, just plug in this one. And then, the result is 1.168814325 multiplied to the principal. So, the future value is 144,290 pesos and 13 centavos. Okay, tapos natin ang unang hinahanap. Let's proceed to the compound interest. Okay, that is future value minus present minus principal or present value. Plug in the values. By subtraction, the compound interest is 20,840 pesos and 13 centavos. Therefore, we already answer the problem above. Okay. Next in line is finding the present value at compound interest. So, in this case, we're gonna have to use the formula given here. So, P, the present value is equal to future value divided by quantity 1 plus rate raised to time. Okay, I have here a problem. Find the present value of 34,500 pesos due in 3 years and 3 months if money is worth 3.45% compounded annually. Okay, we're gonna have to present the given. So, future value is 34,500 pesos. The rate, 3.45%. Okay, convert into decimal. Move the decimal point 2 places going to the left. So, 1 and 2. Then, add 0 dito. 0.0345. The time is 3. We have here 3 and 3 months. So, ang 3 months, lagyan na natin ng 12 sa ilalim. So, that is 3 and 3 over 12 years. Simplify natin yan. That is equal to 3.25 years. And the unknown is the principal amount or the present value. Okay. This is the formula. This is the formula. And plug in the values on each variables. Okay. Ito na siya. And then, add natin itong nasa denominator. Kakapalaw sa parenthesis. That is 1.035. Then, raise natin sa 3.25. So, ito na siya. That is 1.116539544. Yan na yung ating nasa denominator. And by dividing the 2, so the principal value or the present value is 30,899 pesos and 04 centavos. Okay, so this is now the answer to problem number 1. Okay, next. How much Manilyn should put in a time deposit in a bank that pays 2.15% compounded annually so that she will have 876,500 pesos after 81 months? Okay, present the given. Ito yung future value natin. The rate, 2.15%. Its decimal form is 0.0215. The time is 81 months. Divide lang natin yan sa 12. That is 81 divided by 12. That is 6.75 years. And the missing is the present value. Okay, using the formula, plug in ulit natin ang values. Then add the 2 nasa denominator. That is 1.0215. Ito, in-add natin ng dalawa. Ito yung result niya. Then raise natin yan sa 6.75. Using your scientific calculator in either the scientific calculator itself or in your cell phone, the application in your cell phone. And then ito, kukunin natin itong nasa denominator, so that is equal to 1.15440714. So by division, 876,500 pesos divided by 1.15440714, the present value is 759,264 pesos and 19 centavos. Okay, so that is now the answer to problem number 2. Okay, let's proceed to compounding more than once a year. So, paano naman pag ang interest ay kinompound more than once a year? Hindi lang isang beses sa isang taon, kundi madaming beses pa. Okay, so that's it. So, ito yon. Let me show you the table here. On the first column, we have here the compounding or conversion frequency. As what you can observe on our previous examples, ang lagi doon ay annually. Yearly, di ba? We are yearly on yearly. So annually, aside from annually, we have semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So annually, that is 1, isang beses lang siya, kino-compound. Semi-annually, 2 beses. Quarterly, 4. Monthly is 12 times. Weekly is 52 times. Daily is 365 times. Okay. Pag kinumpound siya, gamit ito. Kung hindi siya annually, kapag ganyan. So, magkakaroon tayo ng changes in our formula. So, the first one, yung ating time na naka-raise. Okay. So, magiging n na siya. It will become n. So, n is equal to m times t. Na kung saan, ang ibig sabihin ng n, it is the total number of conversion periods for the whole term. Ito siya, conversion period na yan, that is n. Okay. So, yung m, dyan, that is the number of conversion periods per year. Ito yun, guys. Kapag annually 1, semi-annually 2, ito siya, these are the numbers representing m. And then t, this is the time. How many years? Ayan, i-multiply natin yung dalawa. Upon multiplication, will come up to n, the total number of conversion periods for the whole term. Okay, kasi nga meron lang tayong conversion frequency rito at number of compounding conversion per year. And then, ang rate natin, the rate, it will also be changed. Babago din siya. So, ang rate natin is denoted by J, small letter J, which is equal to I raised to M all over M, na kung saan the letter J, it represents the rate of interest for each conversion period. Okay, kasi nga compounded ganito siya. Yan yung mga period niya. Okay, and then I raised to M is the annual rate of interest. The annual rate of interest. I raised to M, that is the symbol. And then M, of course, that is the frequency of conversion. Ito yung mga numbers na yan. Okay? So, now let's use these two new variables in our new formula kapag ang interest ay compounded more than once a year. Okay, let's proceed. So, finding the maturity or future value in compound interest. So, ito na yung magiging new formula natin. So, future value is equal to present value or principal quantity times quantity 1 plus j raised to n. Kung saan yung j is equal to I raised to m all over m. And then yung n is equal to m times t. So, now let me show you an example. I have here, find the maturity value of 565,565 pesos invested for 2 years and 6 months at 5.25% compounded quarterly. Okay, present natin ang given. The given are, the principal, ito yung pera na yon, and then I raised to m. Okay, this is the annual rate. That is equal to I raised to 4. Why 4? Kasi compounded quarterly. Okay? And it is equivalent to 4. M is equal to 4. And then I raised to 4 is equal to 5.25%. In decimal form, that is 0.0525. Then the time is 2 years and 6 months. Okay, 6 divided by 12 lang yan. So 2 and 6, 12 is equal to 2.5 years. And then M, okay, ano yung M? That is the number of conversion years per year. That is equal to 4. And the future value is missing. Okay, let's now use the formula given above. Ayan. Then, plug in lang natin ang given dito. Okay, the principal, ito siya. And then, I raised to M, the annual rate, 0.0525. And then, the number of conversion is 4. Then, M, that is 4. And then, the time is 2.5 years. And then, divide natin itong dalawang ito, 0.0525 divided by 4. And then, multiply natin itong nasa itaas nila. So, itong naka-fraction, that is equal to 0.013125. And then, itong nasa exponent, itong exponent of 4 times 2.5, that is equal to 10. And then, we add the 2. Ito muna, add natin yung dalawa. So, that is 1.013125. And then, ito siya, i-raise natin to the 10th power. Okay, using your calculator, input this one. And then, it will yield to 1.139279603. Ito yung complete value niya. And then, multiply natin dito sa ating principal or present value. And then, the future value is equal to 644,336 pesos and 67 centavos. So, ito na yung ating future value. Okay. So, next. we have here finding the present value in compound interest. So, the formula to be used is P is equal to future value all over quantity 1 plus J raised to N, wherein J is equal to I raised to M and M all over M, and N is equal to M times T. The problem here is a financial obligation of 25,500 pesos is due on January 6, 2019. So, what is the value of this obligation on July 6, 2013 at 9% compounded semi-annually? So, the given are, we have the future value, 25,500 kasi ito yung obligation niya. Due noong January 6, 2019. Ito yung maturity date. So, therefore, ito yung future value. Then, the annual rate, I raised to M, that is equal to I raised to 2 since it is compounded semi-annually. That is equal to 9% or 0.09. The time is from July 6, 2013 to January 6, 2019 is 5 years and 6 months. So, paano yun? So, 2013 to 2019, magka-count lang tayo. That is July 2013, 2014, 1 year, 2015, pangalawa, 2016, pangatlo, 2017, pang-apat, 2018, pang-lima. Okay, July yan. So, from July, count tayo ng 1 pamuntang January 2019. So, simula tayo sa July 2018. So, start tayo sa August, September, October, November, December, January. That is 6 months. So, therefore, it is equal to 5 years and 6 months. So, that is the interval. So, 5 years and 6 months, that is 5 and 6 over 12, that is 5.5 years. And the number of conversion period is 2 since it is compounded semi-annually. And the present value is unknown. Using the formula, ayan, plug in lang natin ang value. So, 25,500 pesos all over 1 plus 0.09 over 2 raised to 2 times 5.5. Then, Ito, divide lang natin to, naka-fraction na to, this fraction, and then multiply natin tong nasa exponent. So this is 25,500 all over 1 plus 0.045. Add natin yung dalawa. Ayan. Then 1.045 raised to 11. Ito munang uunahin natin. That is equal to 1.622853046. Then by division, 25,500 divided by 1.622853046. The principal or the present value is equal to 15,713 pesos and 7 centavos. So this is now the answer to this problem. Okay, so thank you for your time in listening and watching this video. So I am hoping that you learned something from my discussion. Thank you so much.